All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our wonderful game of Dungeons and Dragons and sometimes Economic Simulator. I am Ree, and I will be your wonderful dungeon master tonight. We will go ahead and start introducing our wonderful people, and then we'll go ahead and see where this story takes us this evening. We are going to start with the lovely Ari. So, like to introduce yourself.
Me?
Like I was
feel,
eating.
I feel
eating.
like he did
no,
that directly because
I
I was eating.
Absolutely.
Hi,
Absolutely.
I'm Ari. You can find me at Small Shadow Snack on Twitter. It is possums because I am the #1 possum mama. It is official. Here I am playing the bard Layla. You can find me over on the Cookout as Shay the Wizard and Yvain the very sweet cleric, and over on the Bear Pen as Elijah in our Blood on the Bayou show, which is coming back next week. But I'm here to cause chaos and to corrupt some financial institutions now.
Oh, good luck with that. Next up, Earthringer.
Hey yo, what's up? I'm Ursa Ringer. Y'all know where to find me. I be on Twitch, I be on YouTube, I be on SoundCloud sometimes. I be on the Cookout TTRPG as long as Kira858 over there will keep me on. He might kick me out one day, Ree might kick me out one day too, but I'm enjoying my time while I'm here, and I'll be playing Reagan Perro, your resident well-to-do paladin that's going through a bit of an identity crisis right now. Next call.
Oh yeah. You got some problems, fam.
All right, and welcome back to the wonderful Glyza. Would you like to tell us about yourself today? Respectfully.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer, a variety streamer, a talk show host, which is coming this Friday, actually. The show is called Trial Run. It is a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I create a character with them and run them through a quick one-shot. This Friday, our special guest is going to be Eliza Pearl, and I'm really excited for that. Speaking of TTRPG personalities, I'm one too. You can find all of those shows that I'm in being announced on Twitter by looking for @ClassicalGlyza on basically everywhere on the internet as well. I'll be playing Dewdrop the Genasi with the very noble goal of introducing many gods, many nameless gods, and giving them names. Today, my main goal is to introduce to the world Daedra, the goddess of real estate.
That's another thing. All right, next up, Kira, your turn.
Hi, I'm Kira858. I play Aspen, who has found their primary ticket to reaching ascension and becoming who they truly are by discovering some unique lore history and watching over a kid. Yeah. Sounds easy enough. And so you can find, of course, all of our content listed on twitch.tv/Kira858, as well as our YouTube channel, The Cookout TTRPGs. In terms of all the products that we have going on, yeah, I'll save it to the end of the campaign. But that's me.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Sir Monolith.
Hi, I'm Sir Monolith. You can find me at Sir Monolith on Twitter. Do a little bit, but not very much on there. Mostly just been having some fun on Kira's channel. We just wrapped up a campaign earlier today. Hope you were there to see it, and look forward to the perspective next season in the future at some point. But I'm also looking forward to getting back into Bayou to see if we're going to pick up where we left off, and maybe if Glyza's character is going to live or not. So
Nope.
we'll just have to see.
Spoiler alert, she's probably not.
Yeah. I was
See, now you just ruined it. Now they don't even have to go watch.
I'm just
Probably
saying,
not.
yeah, I'm just telling you how it is.
She's eating like she was a salubrious.
I just want to say that we here at ReeRoles what they just did. So if anyone complains about spoiling it, it was them, not the channel. It wasn't us.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
Anyway.
it's kind of well known that Glyza has a unique tendency towards characters. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What's nice? If you, please tweet at them, not ReeRoles, if you're upset about spoilers. I mean,
Actually, I do want you to tweet at ReeRoles specifically. I will keep spoiling if you do not tweet at ReeRoles specifically. I want you to
mute you.
It is at
Absolutely mute you.
ReeRoles.
I will mute you. Anyway, so as with now that our wonderful
I can't
group
wait for
has been
Vampire game tomorrow to pick up.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to see what Axel's going to get into
That's
tonight
fine.
with the rest of these crazy
It'll
folks.
be fine. But now that our cast has been introduced, it is time for us to return to the world of Arether. As our camera returns to our adventurers, we find them awakening from their long rest. It is relatively early in the morning, putting it at about, we'll say, 10 a.m., as you all have found that your rest was peaceful for the most part. All of you do gain the benefits of a long rest, so you do get your hit points back and your
except Reagan.
your health and, well, yes, not Reagan, because Reagan was irresponsible. And as you do come to, you find that Pila is already awake. For Dewdrop and Axel, you find a woman who looks to be maybe human, maybe elvish. It's kind of hard. Some of her features are very nondescript, with kind of a bronze skin tone and long dirty blonde hair. And she seems to be sitting against a tree next to this very large wyvern. It looks to be about the size of a very large warhorse, maybe just a bit bigger. And it has these kind of very long wings that are kind of tucked in around it. And as you all are awakening and breaking down your camp and getting ready to move, I leave the story to you all.
I can see everyone is awake.
That did hit the spot. I wasn't able to sleep for a bit, so.
Reagan looks very bleary-eyed for obvious reasons.
5 more minutes.
You can still sleep. I can watch while you all take a nap or sleep longer.
I mean, I can fall asleep in the cart, friend, as long as you're willing to drive it.
Oh, of course. No problem there. So the goal is we're going to, out of character, we knew there was a cave close to Alexandria, right?
Yeah, there are several caves and thick forests and things around. We don't know if any of them are like as deep as the one you just left. We know that there are some.
So if I recall, the plan is we head towards a cave outside of the city where our new friend here will stay while we attempt to investigate perhaps some areas of residence that we could look into that's outside of the city.
If she wishes to stay somewhere, I will stay with her. It is my duty.
He looks past Layla because Layla is pretty much fast asleep.
Layla has turned in her blanket and is just kind of laying on her stomach, and all you see is just like her horn sticking up.
Her horn sticking. He just looks over, sees that you're not moving, and then just looks towards Axel and says, "Yeah, I think that's our next plan. I know there's I believe there's a festival going on. Something about 50% off, I believe."
What festival and money saved?
Oh, I did not know that would awaken you.
Who died? I hear the ambulance.
My window is closed and it came through. I was just like, what do they have? Anyway,
Juneteenth getting lit over there. Okay.
So 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 I guess we can split ways, try to find some locations. I'm presuming if we're able to find a place of residence outside of this location, we probably would need some items for this place.
Dewdrop, did you
Wait,
bring any Minnesotan tacos with you? I'm starving.
he looks as
Um,
Aspen also
I
looks towards Dewdrop, says, would you be able to stay there due to your
to stand
cultural
where?
if we were to find a place of residence for all of us to stay?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
just
yeah, she
have to
makes a
have a
partition.
private.
Mhm.
I just need a private space and a piece of my bed.
She made a partition out of drapes and then slept in there.
Yeah, as long as nobody enters that. If they do, then I can no longer stay in that area and have to create a new area,
I see.
among other things
I see.
like murder.
That's
Dewdrop, please tell me you packed those tacos.
I did, and I dig in and gave you some Minnesotan tacos. The best of the tacos comes
My-
from Minnesota because it is very near the Canadian border, where
My
everybody
apologies,
knows.
friend Aspen. Please continue.
Where everybody knows that the tacos, the closer you are to the Canadian border, the better that it is.
Yo, we are just inverting the entire Western Hemisphere.
my California heart is crying right now. But in any case,
My Texan heart is right there with you.
About to put some
I'm sorry,
poutine
what
on
are
them
these
tacos.
places that you're talking about? This is Minnesota. Are you also from different places called, what was that, California and Texas?
Is that where you're from, friend?
Yes, Texas is very close to like the ninth circle downstairs.
I
I really don't want to talk about it.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yet another thing the
California-
church did not tell me.
California sounds really beautiful. I bet if somebody lived there, they'd have a great time. Fortunately, somebody doesn't live there anymore.
She sips her drink.
It's okay because now Dewdrop's living somewhere much better with
Oh, my stomach. I love how she sipped the drink when she did that. Oh, so,
Harry, did you really miss us?
Welcome back, you two. So
Regan just eat.
for just a minute, and then you started talking.
So Aspen will look towards the Reagan and say, all right, of course you could sleep in the car. I'll take care of driving. And I do have to take care of some other business within the city, some personal content associated with well, it kind of looks towards Dio. Similar threads that we're tugging on, but anything else?
Well, friend, what are you going to do about your new friend?
He looks towards the Drake. It says the Drake is free to do whatever he or she pleases. I just wish for him to be a safety. Now that he is fully healed, they are fully healed. They could do what they would like. They will walk over towards Drake and ask him, like, what would they like to do? Would they like to transition?
You want to go to jail, or you want to come with me?
No, not jail.
That's right, my dragon.
Okay, roll since you could speak Draconic, we'll say roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Let me tell you something. Everywhere you ever flown, everything you ever ate, that's because of me. That's because of me.
At disadvantage? Why disadvantage for?
Well,
What is
Arethian
that?
very smart.
Oh, but they're still considered part of the draconic aspect, right?
Yes, they just aren't very smart.
Okay. So I get disadvantage, but my proficiency bonus is doubled. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So it's 6. Really? The first one was a natural 20. 16 though. 16 plus 8 is
That hard dice loves you, big dog.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to.
That'd be 60 plus 8, 24? Yeah, 24.
All right. So the answer you get isn't so much as an answer in a kind of mortal tongue understanding, but you get the kind of primal instinct of an animal-like being, and you understand it to mean a desire to protect or to guard.
Oh.
Interesting.
Would
Ability
they
to heal. That's right.
So the wyvern, you look towards the others to say, see, the wyvern has an interest in keeping perhaps Pila safe.
You hear that, my lady? It appears you have made a new comrade.
It is a very sweet creature. Are all creatures in this world kind?
No.
No.
No. I thought that at first too when I moved from Minnesota, but no.
Do not know what plane that is.
It's okay. It's very far. It's very near Canada. I'm not sure you'd be able to find it. I've traveled very far away from where I used to be.
All of you from this plane, you look fiendish. And she looks at you, Layla.
I mean, yes, but I am fiendishly descended. You know, maybe.
Oh, okay. Where are we going?
That is what's being determined.
We're, from my understanding, we will head towards a cave outside of the city just to help minimize the possibility of you being seen by the paladins and priests of Aros. And Reagan, the Drake, and perhaps a few others may stay behind while the rest of us enter the city, perhaps look for some place of residence outside of Alexandria that we could call our home, and perhaps obtain a few items to go with this place.
Roll a persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage.
Okay, I wouldn't need
Your
that because
reason-
they're
Your reason was good. Your reasoning was logical. It was good.
because I'm like, they're not draconic. So I'm like, I have no.
You already got
benefits.
advantage, so I can't give you the help action, big dog. You got this.
Oh, thank you for that
Help is
advantage
good.
because that first roll was a 6. That is a 21.
21. Let's go.
I see. I was told that avoiding the other gods for now would be wise. All right, I will agree to this.
Very well. He looks towards Reagan, who probably has like probably has those red bags underneath the eyes and everything.
Reagan literally is just like using his glaive as a walking stick, and then he's just got like a half-eaten taco on the other hand, and yeah, he's got a bleary-eyed expression, like he's just like, I guess this is my cue to get in the cart, then, friends.
Sleep as much as you need.
Reagan's just gonna like attempt to get in the cart and just slump over it and sleep.
And while that happened, he'll look towards the others to say, so who would like to wish to stay in the cave with Pila, and who would like to enter the city? And that was presented to Dewdrop, Axel, and Layla.
The choice is yours.
I mean, I'm going to choose to hang out with the goddess.
I see. Makes sense.
Does she need protection? I'm assuming. It's all.
Yes.
Oh.
particularly from individuals that seems to be searching for her.
Well, is the cave have is the cave like just wide open, or the good places to kind of set up and?
There's a few caves outside of the city. We could just be able to find the one that best suits our needs for both protection and visibility purposes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind staying and playing and guarding her for a little while.
I see.
I can
Rick
take
is
up a
not
good-
all the way asleep yet,
I can,
mind you.
I can take up a good hiding spot. Any unwelcome presence that decides to come forward is gonna get a nasty surprise.
And you, Layla?
I mean, I guess cave living would be fine. Yeah, sure, why not? I can try it for a night.
I see. So you
Someone
all,
with some charisma going down. Okay.
hey, Aspen does not know that they have a bare bones charisma, you know. So they
You're gonna tell me where that property is.
Yeah, pretty much. Or then you get a sword to the throat. So
Was this talking to me? You need to come correct if you're trying to get a keep out of here.
All right. So
Half dragons think they can talk to me crazy. They don't know this is Cat's Emporium. Everybody out of line when they come through here. I don't know what else to tell.
Cat's Emporium.
Gonna be watching what you're saying around these parts.
It's friendly and informational.
Hello, my name is Reagan Williams.
And I approve this message.
All right, and yeah, I guess that's our plan. So we try to find a cave, drop off, and then Aspen will make their way to the city.
Okay. To begin with, finding a cave isn't particularly difficult. You find one that is large enough to kind of go inside and to protect from the elements. It's maybe feels like 45-foot space. It's not quite a full circle, but pretty safe. There's some moss that kind of glows a little bit inside. So who all is staying behind and who all is leaving?
Well, I'm
I'll
staying
stay
behind
behind.
with the
Okay.
goddess.
If-
Reagan
if-
is cave.
Let's
If-
stay
if-
behind and find a nice defensive position to hide in.
If Aspen's going by himself, Layla is going with him because
Thank you.
she's just like, oh, I can spend the night here. I don't have to spend the day here. Okay.
Well, Reagan will actually grab for Layla if he knows this. Because he would have overheard. He wasn't all the way to sleep yet when he was getting in. He's like, you're going into town, yes?
Yes. Do you back like food, a pillow? Why aren't you asleep?
I want a sword.
Okay.
Could you buy me a great sword?
I don't know if I made a great sword, sword.
Reagan pointedly ignores accent on that one.
A basic one, a fancy one, dealer's choice.
As long as it's in good shape, I'll be able to handle the rest when you return.
Okay.
Reagan,
go to
Uh,
sleep.
Reagan will
Layla.
pay you some money.
She's just pushing him down. Go to sleep.
Aw,
Yes,
Layla.
yes.
Since I am staying here with the goddess, would you mind just buying me like maybe some magical items if they are available? I would like some flying boots.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yes, I can.
And
it-
I would pass you the amount of money that is exactly how much it costs. So you'll find out.
She's taken a piece of paper out of her pocket and is writing down everybody's stuff.
Layla's
I
lovely.
appreciate you.
Mm.
Axel, did you want anything or are
Oh,
you
Get you
and
some Doritos.
tacos? Right, tacos. Yes, I can get the
Tacos.
tacos.
Awesome.
Do you want the I believe they call it salsa that comes with him.
Oh yes, but try to just get me the green one. A lot of Minnesotans really like the spicy ones, but I'm a little different. I would just want like the green one.
Okay, green one, yes, okay.
Yeah, with the chipotle sauce. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
They don't sell such things in Kona Stove.
If they do, I'm just saying. They have chipotle sauce. I would like some.
If I see it, I will grab it. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Axel?
and also some Minnesotan corn, please.
The
Like
street
some Minnesotan street corn, please, if they can find it. The
Okay, yes.
closest that you can find to it.
Is that the one with like the oh no, wait, I know what that one is. Yes.
Some cheese and some white sauce in it. Tahine, you know.
She's just making all of her little notes as she's going. Axel, was there anything I could get you while I'm coming back?
No, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. I can get back into her bag.
Mm-hmm. so Aspen listens to the order and it just works and it hops on the carriage along with Layla and say, well, we have those tar pieces that I remember they say was worth a lot of money. We could use those to help fund quite a bit of your requests, of these requests.
Well, Dewdrop gave me some money for hers. Do you know anything about swords? Because I don't.
A little bit. So I'm not sure about buying or selling. It's a bit different. My swords were made.
Well, how about you tell me which one's good and I'll just buy it.
I could do that.
There we go. Okay.
All right. And yeah, and they'll go ahead and start making their way over. Yeah.
Saval, you ain't gonna tell me to giddy up with all that bass in your voice.
Oh yeah.
So while Layla and Aspen are journeying, we are going to focus on the three of you, and we'll say Dio would have stayed with you all, and to see what you all are going to be doing. So as you all are sitting behind in this cave with a very faint kind of greenish glow, what do you all do?
Reagan is just curled up asleep, softly snoring.
Dewdrop and Axel.
Dewdrop is looking at the goddess and how do you like it here so far? Not the
more
cave,
colorful.
Oh,
It's more colorful than where I was before.
where were you before, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a temple, I believe, somewhere in a different plane than this one. I don't know exactly where.
Oh, okay. I'm a plane traveler myself. I travel by plane in a lot of different areas. So, how do you... My mom wanted me to become a pilot, but I decided being a stewardess is better. But I decided to stay here after a while.
Well,
Did you get dropped here on purpose? Was it an accident, you think?
it was on purpose. The agreement had met its end once your friends opened the doorway.
I see. Is it something that you liked to have happened? Or do you want to go home?
I don't think I have a home.
Well, one thing I know. from Minnesota is that you can make your home wherever you want it to be. So if you do decide to stay, I think that's why we're trying to find some good real estate for a castle or a keep so that we can make you a home to stay in.
Why?
I don't know. I guess we just are that kind of people.
You all are very strange people.
I have been told that, yes, but that also just makes me feel really happy about where I came from, and I want to share everything I know about Minnesota to everyone.
Do you serve the gods?
I serve nameless gods that I will then name.
You must be powerful to be able to give a name to the divine.
I believe in a lot of different things, and I do believe that there are gods that haven't been discovered, haven't been known yet. I have made it my life's purpose to find them and grant them their names if they would like it to. From me, I wouldn't call myself powerful. I would just call myself a discoverer. You know, I discover their names. They give it to me. They've already had that name. I just discover it.
What about the archdevils?
Oh, I don't have anything to do with them. They sound terrible. I only deal with gods. Even if they are evil gods. But most of my nameless gods, they're very small and they're usually not evil. Annoying maybe sometimes, but not evil.
Drop, what is your passive insight?
My passive insight
No
is
bueno.
17.
For just a second, there was a very barely there trace of disappointment, hurt. You aren't too sure. You find this person is very hard to read.
That's okay. It's but you know, evil is sometimes what just other people call as something they don't like. Sometimes maybe evil is not actually evil. But I try to stay away from them personally just because I normally don't find gods around them. But my eyes can easily be opened. That is the Minnesota way. Eyes open, heart open, head dive in. I don't know. That's exactly how it is.
Got
Eyes
the
open, heart
spices.
open, head dive in. I don't know. That's what it is. Now write that
Yeah.
down.
Literally, I
First
don't
can't
know.
lose.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
What
that's
is
what it is.
good?
Eyes open, heart open, head dive in. I don't know. I'll
What
write
does
that
it
down.
Eyes closed,
mean
head first,
to
can't
be
lose.
good?
What does it mean to be good? I guess.
Got the wisdom for it.
I guess just making sure that you're true to yourself, but you're not hurting the people around you.
Then
I
what
don't
does it
know.
mean to be
That's
evil?
just me. What?
What is evil?
I think it means hurting people around you and not being true to yourself. Feel like that's a good explanation for it.
Doesn't sound right.
Do you have a different answer?
No, it just doesn't sound right.
I see. Are you good or are you evil?
Define evil.
He's asking you what it means, Steve. Damn.
I don't
Yo,
know.
Reagan picked the best time to be asleep. I love it here.
Anyway, I am going to go for a walk around just to make sure everything is good. Pila, nice to meet you. For the most part, people here are good, I think. And then I go for a walk.
Okay. And as you go for a walk, what are you looking for? Are you looking for anything?
Just like a general patrol to see if there's anything around or whatever.
Okay. Just walking around this general area, you don't see much. There are some small woodland creatures that are kind of scurrying about. You see that fruits and vegetables have slowly begun to grow in. Some berries that are kind of this blue but with spotted red going across them. Some other thing that kind of looks a bit like a white carrot almost. I see those are kind of growing on a bush nearby. But other than that, nothing
Is it
seems.
a daikon?
You don't know. But nothing else seems to be immediately concerning.
Okay. I will return to the cave and just meditate.
Okay. Axel, what are you doing?
Am taking up a kind of defensive position. I would say inside the cave with a view of the entryway, and I'm going to like hide myself as best as I possibly can so that I can, stay relaxed while I'm kind of keeping watch.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. Let's see how well you are hidden.
Oh, sorry, I rolled with advantage on accident. I didn't realize. Oh no, I rolled with disadvantage actually. What the fuck?
Okay. All right. You're pretty confident that you're hidden. You managed to find an area where the shadows of the cave and the shadows of the actual mouth of the caves kind of blend together to just kind of make it harder to notice the small cranny, this nook in the rocks. And you're able to kind of sit there, and there's a section of the rock where you can kind of prop the crossbow up so you don't actually have to hold the weight of it yourself. And you settle in. And as the the three of you, I suppose, are resting, Kim is going to follow on to the two of our party members who's decided to visit the city. So, as you all are carrying on in the carriage, you're getting pretty close to the city. If either of you has a passive perception of at least 15, you begin to hear the sound of music and this kind of strong drum beat beginning to fill out across the hills and trees around you, and you begin to draw nearer to the city. You can see the outer walls in the distance, and you see the kind of brief flashes of golden light kind of streaming up into the air as you approach. What would you all like to do?
4 hops this time. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands.
So
Layla's totally doing that at the side seat next to Aspen, just dancing along to the music.
yeah, that's
He's
exactly what
sitting
Aspen's
down.
looking like.
He's just like,
How low can you go? Can you go down low?
this is my favorite song they play at festivals. This is great.
This is normal.
You
Like,
have
whoa.
never been to a festival?
No, I live in caves. This is
Well, luckily we are here shopping. We'll have to show off. I have to show you around. Like, this is gonna be great.
Okay. Sure. But what was that? And it was pointing to your movement as you were
well,
shivering.
So the song has like a dance that accompanies it, and well, I can't exactly dance standing up because that's not safe in the cart. So I was doing it sitting down.
About to get a bunch of followers if Layla gets on the dance floor. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The Church of the Nameless Gods does not frown upon this.
What we are going to discover the nameless god of festival dancing.
Yeah, specifically festival dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Not festivals. Festival dancing.
Shuffle.
Oh, the shuffle.
Got him, the shuffle.
That is their name. The shuffle.
The shuffle. The god of festival dances.
The shuffle.
You will refer to me by my proper name. The
shuffle. And they're non-binary.
The shuffle.
Yeah, they're non-binary. They're they, them.
The shuffle.
You will shuffle, or you will die.
Okay. So
I keep hearing something. Sounds like somebody's having a really good time.
I hear it off in the distance as well. I guess this is normal.
That's right, my patrons. Crisscross. Hands on your knees.
So as we will look towards Layla and say, so what should we approach first? I'm presuming we should sell the tar first, correct?
Yes, we should probably sell that first. I don't want to get Dewdrop's food too early because by the time we get it back, it might be super cold. So maybe look for the boots first, and then the greatsword because I can't carry that thing, and maybe the greatsword and the food should be the last things we do.
They kind of like eye up. Wait, what type of clothes do you wear?
Oh, she's wearing a puffy shirt with like a frilly little opening and like this corset over it, and like a pair of boots, and then she's got like a half skirt or like a long skirt that's opened over her tights and her boots.
Is your arms revealed or is it covered underneath?
It's mostly covered under the shirt, but it's very clear by her build she cannot pick up anything heavy.
That's what I was trying to determine. Like, what is her actual physical physique appearance? Okay.
Tiny.
Aspen nods. He says, "I understand. No worry. I will definitely take care of the great sword portion."
I don't understand why I keep being told to pick up heavy things. It's very clear I can't do it. I can barely drag a barrel across the floor, so I don't know why anybody's expecting me to do a greatsword.
Well, we all have weaknesses. You can drag a barrel, and for some reason, people do not like to talk to me. I don't really care, but I guess there's just something that we can work on to better ourselves in the future. I can help you become stronger.
Then people will actually be then expecting me to pick up things, and
you don't wish to do that?
No.
Expected to do things.
I like other people to pick up things and me just to tell them to pick it up.
That's a unique way of life. Is this common? A common ideology from where you come from, or is this just primarily your mindset?
I might have picked a thing or two up from dear sweet mama.
I was kind of curious. I know we are definitely a product of our environment, so I was kind of curious if maybe that was something similar. Very interesting.
People expect us to be a little deceptive. I really don't understand why. But it's all good. We've got this. We're going to go shopping. We're going to see a festival. You're going to carry a great sword. It's going to be fine.
there's a literal chuckle from that great sword comment, especially from your previous statement of getting people to carry for you.
She just like reaches up and like tightens her hair a little bit when she says it too.
Mm-hmm. Like, all right, he smirks and I guess they make their way to the city.
It's at this point that you all are making your way through that final ring of walls. And at this distance from the heart of the city, the music is becoming uproarious, joyous sound that is kind of echoing across the city. You can almost feel it in your bones. And as you look around, you see people on these kind of wooden contraptions are letting them stand 11 and 12 feet up. And they're holding flags and banners of Ottos and the other divine beings and 5 different celestials that if you have a religion score, you are free to roll to see if you recognize any of them. But as you all are making your way, you begin to see small stands being opened up. You see some people selling what looks to be like small wooden masks. You see others selling what looks to be... Sure, you can roll it with that. That's fine. You see others beginning to sell looks to be weapons. Some are selling outfits of various colors. They all seem to have kind of a golden light theme to them. Layla, you definitely recognize Ottos, the main deities. You see Munera is around, though not quite as prevalent as the gold for Ottos. You see some of them, and you recognize some of the lesser known images are angels, but you don't remember their name. It was never really something that you spent a lot of time memorizing.
I don't understand why out of all the festivals, it always has to be a religious festival.
Is there certain like themes associated with festivals?
Normally they just expect you to be on your best behavior, and I don't always want to be on my best behavior at festivals.
What type of behavior would you like to perform at festivals?
You can't just ask people that.
I mean, you can. That doesn't mean you won't get an answer.
That's what just did.
It's called
you can't just ask that.
It's called a secret.
You must body roll with conviction, mortals, or do not body roll at all. The shuffle wills it.
Aspen just like cocks their heads to the side and say, "You are a very peculiar one. I will admit. I like so, there are others I understand a bit. Reagan, I understand. Axel, I definitely understand. Dewdrop, I am starting to understand. You are still in an enigma. I don't understand."
Dewdrop needs to step up her game then.
I like having an air of mystery.
That's a good thing.
Oh yes, people then underestimate you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a technique you perform?
Maybe.
So you can carry this great sword.
Oh no, honestly, I can't carry that great sword.
All right.
I feel like that thing's gonna be as tall as I am, and that's not happening.
Okay, so you keep your strengths hidden. Makes sense.
Physically, I am not strong.
Well, we see your strengths in other areas, that's for sure.
Yes. All right, so where should we start? Boots. Let's go find Boots.
I thought we were selling these tar. He'll pull out the tar.
Those first. Let's go sell those first. I forgot about those.
Aspen didn't remember because I remember Reed talking about you can get rich off of these things. So this is our main way for getting the estates. So yeah, what would be a great place to sell these super rare tar?
That, my friend, is ultimately up to you all. As you all are walking, you see that, unlike normally, most stores have set up some sort of stand to sell their wares directly along the main street. And you see that as you get away from the door, the main entrance, you find that these shops, these stalls are becoming more and more ornate. And as you get closer to the center, they've transformed from being normal stalls to more like small shops in and of themselves. And you see there is one titled Nair's Extraordinary Arsenal that seems to have this kind of purple magician's like robe fabric like tarp across the front of it to give it this kind of shaded look. Then this kind of purple stars going down along the bottom. There is another one, the Naga Scriptorium, which seems to have almost as if someone has skywritten directly above it. And then there is a third that you see is a Trading's Guild almost. It has this image of these kind of gray scales that seem to just kind of drain down the front of it before disappearing, almost like it's on repeat. And these seem to be the three shops of the biggest, you could say biggest show off nature at the moment near you.
Which one of these stalls gives the impression of folks who buy or sell magical items?
You
do
think
need to
they
buy
would
stuff from
all
Dewdrop.
sell items? You feel that the arsenal is most likely the one to sell weaponry. But the grayscale place seemed like it may be a trading union as a whole, which could be a base for any number of people who trade any number of things, kind of like a trading guild almost. And then, the third one, the scriptorium, sounds more like a book place for scrolls and embroidered things like that.
He looks towards Layla and says, "You're probably aware. I could tell you're fantastic with people, so you probably know this is not my area of expertise. These shops could all be selling chicken to who knows what else, and I wouldn't know the difference."
Well, that one sells arms, so great sword possibly there. That is books, and books are not on my list. Although Dewdrop did give me a list of spell components that she needed, and I don't know if paper's on there, and she like has to double check her list just to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Paper should be on. Go ahead,
Trading
sorry.
post is probably a good place for us to maybe unload these.
All right, after you. I will let you again do most of the talking because I something tells me they'll be eating out of your palm of your hands in due time.
Maybe we'll see. That'd be interesting. And she does her little bop. She's also a little bit dancing while she's walking because she's enjoying the music. As she goes over to where the trading post is.
Why can you not all bop like her? All of you have failed this shuffle. This shuffle is not pleased.
As you enter, you find yourself standing in an area that seems to be completely separate from the outside. As soon as you step through the tarp, the sounds seem to cut off, and you see there's a long hallway, and you see its sorts, and each of them is a separate tarp that is pulled closed. Some of them are tied with a kind of a fabric rope, and others are not tied closed, but are still closed. And standing there in front of you, you see a silver dragonborn who is wearing a very nice kind of suit that opens up in the back where his tail kind of comes out. And he's standing there. There is a rapier at his side, but he looks at each of you and gives you a polite bow. Hello.
She automatically looks at Aspen.
I take it you all are here for the trading union?
Yes, somewhat perhaps. We're here to see if this is a place we could sell some wares. Would this be the right place?
There are two options. There will be a auction to be held here in 3 days. You are more than welcome to put your goods for sale there. If you wish to bypass the wait time and the uncertainty of an auction. Any of our representatives are more than willing to see what you have for sale and give you which would be a fair price. It may be more or less than what you could get at an auction, but you would have access to it immediately.
I looks towards Layla for confirmation. The second option would be preferable, right?
Yes, yes.
Well,
I don't know if we're going to be in town in 3 days.
exactly. So we have some interesting items that we think people would perhaps like to examine and utilize. Definitely helps in some ways. So who are your representatives?
Well, any of these entrances will take you to someone who can take care of your needs directly. The ones that are tied off are busy with someone else already. What are the natures of the things you're wishing to sell? Are they weaponry, armor, more esoteric magical items, or are they mundane?
Magical for certain. And he pulls out one of the jars, having it rotate in the palm of his hand, and says, "This item here performs a lot of great benefits, increasing your health, your constitution, and many more. We were able to find a large pool of this in a certain cave underneath, and we would like to sell some to those who would be interested."
I see. Well, then I would recommend going to see Jasar. He is interesting, but he is very reliable when it comes to appraising items. And he is finished with other people for the time being, so if you're quick, you should be able to speak with him right away.
And for clarification, what is Jasar? Is he a dragonborn like yourself or something different?
No, Jasar is a centaur of some renown. He was a soldier, if I recall, back in the day. I am here representing the Grayscale Union as a whole, as well as to ensure that any items purchased will be placed safely in the vaults.
Very well. He looks towards Layla. It's like, after you.
He'll quickly make her little way down, her little feet going. She's speed walking.
How tall is Layla?
She's like 5'2" at best.
Oh, she's short. Okay.
Oh, she's tiny.
I thought she was taller than
Not
that.
tiny.
I thought she was like 5'8" or something.
She's not tiny.
Well, to Aspen, she is definitely on the smaller side. She's more than a foot shorter.
She is a small tiefling. It's
She's
fine.
an average tiefling.
Short.
No.
As you all make your way down to the free tent, as you open it, do you do anything before you go inside?
Aspen will say towards Layla and say, so my connection for speaking is normally pretty good in regards to dragons. Outside of dragons, I seem to be a bit more brash, a bit more forward to the point, which a lot of people seem to dislike. So I think you might wish to take the helm in this area.
I have this. How many jars do we have again?
I have 6 total. I believe
Okay.
you had another 6, correct?
Yes.
So we have 12 total that we could sell just for ours alone. I think the others. Wait, did anyone else give us their jars by chance? We could say, because you all had some jars too, right? I know.
I think you gave Reagan one.
Well, I didn't give one to Reagan. You all went first. You, Dio
did.
and Dio, you and Dio and went first to pick up some jars. And then after that, because Layla and I had that fire resistance, we were able to just pretty much ransack that place. But so I think you had one. And how much did Dio had? Do you remember?
I know Dio scooped like 4.
4. Okay. I don't want to speak for Dio, but would you have gave your jar away for sale as well?
Well, the whole thing is that Reagan specifically held on to it because Dio gave it to him. And I guess it would still be on this person because he was too sleepy to be like, oh, let me give this to Layla to sell. Like, he wouldn't have
Don't
taken
worry.
that. But I
No
will
problem.
say, if Layla stole it from him, he wouldn't notice. So if you want to have it, you can have it.
No, I would just say, well, I mean, it's up to. I don't see Layla stealing from her friends. Is it?
No, she wouldn't have stolen from
Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I know about your sleight of hand. I'm just saying the option is there.
She doesn't sleight of hand her friends, okay?
Yeah, that's
Your pockets are safe.
Your pockets are safe. So yeah, so it just be our 12. I just wanted to verify if you wanted to have us sell yours, but yeah, that's perfectly fine. And for Dio, since she's not here, we'll leave her alone. So it'll just be our 12 for now.
She'll step into the area.
Okay. Does Aspen go in as well?
Yes, of course.
All right. As you enter, the first thing that you feel is this kind of not quite intense heat for you all, but it is noticeably hotter. And you find that you're standing in an area that is almost like a kind of a large, warm pool of water. And you see across is this very nice looking centaur. He has kind of this bronze skin with long hair that kind of cascades down his back. And as he looks up at you all enter, there is a section that is just outside of the water where there's this kind of wooden table that stands to be about maybe 3.5 feet up off of the floor. And he looks at both of you. Oh, I was not told that I would have someone so soon. I don't think we had a prearranged meeting today.
No, we didn't. The very nice gentleman up at the front said that you might be able to evaluate some wares, and we're looking to get rid of them.
Very well. Feel free to leave whatever it is that you would like to sell on the table. If you would like, you may join in the water, or you may sit wherever you like.
She'll put the 6 jars like on the table very gently.
And Aspen will follow suit.
And as you do, you see him wave his hand. And for those of you familiar with the mage hand spell, you recognize it as it begins to kind of float one of these jars over closer to him. Let's see. Let's roll to see how well he does.
What is this, like the slowest theft ever? Like,
Yeah, you see him very slowly kind of rotating the jar, and he looks at it. And he rolled a natural 20. So he looks at it for a moment and goes, now this is very interesting. And he found 12 of them. Do you mind telling me where you found them?
Don't do it.
It was a cave somewhere. I can't remember. I've slept since then. But we were just looking to sell them.
Roll a deception check, Layla.
Okay.
I know my boy ain't trying to get the hook up on the slide. We came honestly. That is disrespectful.
Is a dirty 20.
Yay!
Right. All right. Well, I can tell that you have found something truly magnificent here. Are you sure you don't want to use these at auction?
The very nice gentleman up at the front said it would be like 3 days to the next auction, and we don't know if we're gonna still be in town.
Impatience has always been the enemy of good business sense.
Well, it's more like we come and go. It's been a bit busy here recently. Honestly, I don't even know where I'm going to be tomorrow.
And you wish to sell all 12, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I will pay you personally. I can give you 90,000 gold for all 12.
Sure.
No, you better upsell that. Don't you dare take the first pitch. Don't you ever take the first pitch.
Okay, look here. She's got a +0 in intelligence.
Low.
No, but you got
No, no, no.
charisma. You know how persuasion works. You know how to
90,000
Okay,
may
so-
be great, but it's not the.
So
Don't take the first pitch.
and bartering is more of a wisdom thing anyway.
Roll a deception check at disadvantage.
No.
Why?
Your first response
had a
is very
100, yay!
visible.
it's
So-
a 14.
Action. Don't go too far, dear. It is more than a reasonable offer.
Well, estimatedly, because I don't know much about this. How much would it have gone at auction?
It is very difficult to say. There are plenty of people who would want access to this.
Can I do an insight check to see how much of a over under he's attempting to do in regards to these items based upon his characteristics?
Roll a insight check.
Perfect. Yes. Let's go, dragons. We are proficient in that. So, oh, nice.
See if that hoof is twitching. We look at the tails.
Yep. You can see my golden horn just like beep 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 beep. beep. That is 22.
You aren't able to get any exact number, but you get the feeling that it is the lowest that you would probably get in in a fair deal.
So it wasn't like a complete underball, but it's like if you look at a salary range, you get
You seen Pawn Stars, Big Dog?
It seems that you are getting the lowest portion of the range possible. You think it's still fair, but you think that you could probably get a bit more if you were to take the chance.
150,000.
Yo, that is new Keep supply right there.
Oh, do I have an idea what the high end range may be, since I know what the low end?
You aren't sure, not without knowing more about the item itself. You wouldn't know exactly how much it would go for, but you gather that if he was able, without much restraint, able to offer this amount, then it's probably a decent amount higher before you'd be weighing like paying too much or not.
So Aspen looks up.
We're gonna buy 3 brother ties. Come on, Big Dog.
Aspen looks up, sees the body language that they're given, and you just see a little puff of smoke just blow out their nose from their mask, and then 200,000.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Yeah.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage, because Layla's excitement has already kind of given away what you'd be willing to accept. So it's going to be harder.
I mean, we could still
Layla
go
would
out.
accept. What Layla would accept. Not what Aspen would
together.
accept.
I mean, Layla only put down the original 6 jars.
You all
I
are
put down the
welcome
other
to separate your supply and attempt to negotiate differently. That is
You did.
more
Like,
within
dog, act
your
right.
power.
Are you either getting 6 or you getting 12 or you getting 0? Like,
Up to you. What
you trying to do?
Aspen is more than welcome to say that they have their own that is separate. That is more than welcome to do so.
All right. And just to clarify, they're Centaur, right? Okay, so no. Okay, all right. You said disadvantage? Okay, we'll just.
It's disadvantage only if you are attempting to negotiate for Layla, basically. If you are trying to sell your own thing separately, then that's a entirely separate transaction.
But the total amount that he gave was for the 90,000 for all 12, right? It wasn't 90,000 for.
That's what he
No.
said.
Yes, that is what he said for all 12. For
That's
all
what
12,
he
he was
said.
saying 90. You all are welcome to separate and try to negotiate separately. But yeah, he was planning for all the 12.
Nah, man.
Well, what you do is you pitch just like, you got to come up on that, or you can get half this amount. Like,
You can
because you ain't looking real fair right now.
welcome, but unfortunately, Layla's excitement has kind of hurt your negotiating position.
She wasn't necessarily excited, more like just
That was-
astonished by the amount.
But also, so what? Now that she knows, she could just go somewhere else.
Yep.
You
know what it's
could
worth.
Certainly do. You
At
could
least.
certainly do that as well.
So you said disadvantage, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I offered them 90,000 and they didn't take it.
All right, that'd be an 18. So,
Ooh, with a disadvantage? Let's go.
I was like, Die Hard Dice is coming through clutch for you right now.
That is expensive. I can do 110,000.
I mean, it was very dangerous to go and get them.
You have to understand.
I'm sure it was, but you can't even remember where you got it from, so it must not have been that threatening.
I remember the giant spider.
Oh, that's a landmark. Oh no.
Spiders. Interesting.
See?
But they aren't exactly known for being lethal to most
You know, we're not adventurers. We're just common people who happen to occasionally go and do dangerous and stupid things.
Just
Maybe
Common
I would
street
believe
rat.
that, but your friend looks very much like someone who has seen combat enough for his age, or for their age.
Either they calling you old or they calling you seasoned.
What kind of season?
Tell you what, I will do 110,000, and I will offer my services for appraisal for you personally for the next 2 years.
That's actually decent because none of us is like toting identify. That's the thing about it.
I'm pretty sure Dio does. Dio is a wizard. Dio would have it.
I ain't seen Dio's character sheet. Have you?
Well, I was just assuming, like, even if they don't have it now, they can definitely be able to get it. They just gotta.
We gonna get it from.
50
we gotta
gold.
get a scroll.
Yeah, get it. Well, pretty sure
we gotta buy the ink, and then we gotta make sure Dio wants to write it in their book. And then when she writes it in the book, we're gonna have the gem to cast it. All that is a factor. So.
But the goal for that is only 50 gold to be able to buy that level 1 spell. Versus maybe getting like 150,000. And that's what Aspen's gonna look towards. It says, how about 175? Because appraisal, while appreciative, we're looking to do something a little bit more grander than that. So,
as well. And what is it that you all are looking to do?
Oh, he trying to get all up in the business.
Hey, looking to get ripped off.
Where y'all trying to go?
if I tell you this must stay between us.
Oh,
you can't tell us shit. Oh my god!
Would never dream of sharing
Why
such information
are you
with anyone else.
They'll see.
Yes,
They'll
you
see.
would.
You can trust me.
You barely know the man.
We don't know what they're gonna say yet. To be fair, we don't know what they're gonna say yet.
Aspen.
So, and they kind of look forward. They say, the goal eventually is to start our own city.
Certainly ambitious. Very interesting.
A cult is what we wanted to start.
Oh, that reminds me, I still need to work on our city anthem.
Do
you sang the prototype
know
earlier.
How to do that?
Work in progress. We're learning a few things. But as you see, due to that, we can use a little bit more of an uptake. And we know quite well, that these items are worth a lot more than what you're currently asking for. And we know if we needed to, we could take this to someplace else who will be much more willing to pay it more of its fair share. So, the balls are your court.
As interesting as I find that tell you what, I will give you 140,000 gold, and I'll let you be in contact with a surveyor friend of mine. It could be very difficult to get permissions for cities and other construction in this city without one. I would hate for your ambitious goals to be stopped by bureaucracy.
You are bureaucracy. What you
Mm.
mean?
With that aspect, because they didn't tell the full truth, they're not trying to do a city, but construction. When they heard the word construction, they was like, bingo. Then they looked towards Layla like,
We got cult members for that. Come on.
we don't have cult. Wait, we have cult members?
We gonna get some people in the cult, big
But
dog. We got a whole.
We don't got them yet. We don't
Yeah.
got them.
We got Layla for recruitment, and we got a whole goddess on deck talking about some. Oh, we could get some surveyors. We got the goddess of balance. We are the surveyors.
we don't really.
Roll,
We don't really-
We survey the surveyors.
roll a history check to see if you know what a surveyor is.
Oh, me? Okay.
That's
No,
one
both
lane
of
that
them,
ain't
right?
gonna work, dog.
Layla can roll it as well because
Okay.
you're there. You're in Bill's
Yeah, I
state.
Oh
was
no,
like, this
she's
might-
clueless.
Right. Might be as well. We'll see.
That was a 3.
That was a 6. Yep, about right. Man, why are we always on the same page? We have been on the same page this entire.
You have both heard the name before, so you know that it's relatively important, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. So they'll look towards Layla and try to confirm the nod, like they're thinking to go. Okay. Mm-hmm. He said, "Ask," but it just nods and says, "It's a deal from me."
It's a deal for me too.
You got
Wonderful.
140K.
And
That ain't bad.
He
At all.
writes out a message on looks to be kind of like a slip that almost looks like paper, but it kind of glints in the light. And after a moment, it kind of floats over to you, Aspen. We'll take this down the hall to our lovely new friend, and they will arrange for you to have access to the funds as we've agreed.
All right. Aspen will grab the paper with his old mage hand and says, "Appreciate it."
Should have played a spellcaster. That's just can't, man. That's just spell components galore, dog. I'm hurt.
He says, "It's nice doing business with you."
Of course. Anything else?
Just in case, will you be down here perhaps a few weeks or a month's time, in case we might come across a few more of these items?
I will instruct the union to have you brought to me immediately if you have more interesting things to sell like this one.
That sounds like a veiled threat. I'm gonna get the union.
No, this ain't Fallout 4. Aspen would nod. Aspen would nod and smile and say, "It was nice doing business with you." And then looks towards Sailor and says, "Shall we go?"
Yes, it was very lovely doing business with you.
All
And
right.
she'll not
I
quite
feel
do her
like
little but just like bop happily.
Yep. Yeah. So I feel like as they're walking, it's that interesting because like Layla's like 5'2" and Aspen's like 6'4", I think he is. So he pretty much like looks like her bodyguard as they're just like as they're like walking towards to get their payment. It's really funny.
Take this down the hall. There's a settlement that needs your help.
And you take it straight to the Dragonborn, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Good. And as you arrive, he's still standing in his same position. Oh, I'm glad. It looks like you all were able to take care of business.
Oh, very much so. He was very helpful.
Are you able to sell what you needed? Oh, well, I hope you received...
She just like points back to Aspen with the paper.
Mm-hmm. Aspect, of course, propels the paper forward with his mage hand, so they can take
Did
a
you
look.
read it?
Oh, I mean, of course, we would have read it after seeing it, but then,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
It is looking over it yourself. It doesn't. You have a hard time reading it. It's not the. It's clearly something, but it is not written in like a language you recognize.
oh,
But you are a dragon, so roll an Arcana check for me.
okay.
Layla's like was looking over his like arm, like she's got her hands on his arm to like look up and see what it is.
That 5'2" life. All right, you said Arcana.
Mhm.
Okay.
On tippy toes.
Ooh, nice.
I'll pay you
Okay.
140 gold in 1,000 years.
That would be 18.
Okay, you can tell that there is a form of magic in this. This isn't This isn't normal paper, and the language written isn't a normal language. And I will say, with your history, you've seen it written like this before, but it is something that your parents would have read. You wouldn't have been able to read it yourself. You know that it is a form of writing that is only able to be seen by true dragons. It's a part of, from what you've known, and you know that other mortals seem to misunderstand this a lot, but it is where the history of like dragons being able to identify the prices of things just by looking at them. So where that myth comes from, which isn't entirely accurate, but it's sort of accurate. But you've seen this before.
Why does a centaur have something like that?
They look up towards the Dragonborn with a newfound curiosity. Where did you discover this way of magic?
Well, our founder is a very powerful gray scaled, but a silver dragon. So, at least according to the stories, anyway.
Is he here?
Here in this room? No. No, he has other
In the
business
city?
to tend to. Perhaps. He was here before. He does enjoy the festivities.
What is his name?
I told you, Aspen, everybody loves the festivals.
I see. This is interesting.
Oh, Granaya.
Renaya.
Grani
Grenia.
Okay. Naya. Okay.
Well,
I,
that's one day I could get the chance or the time to like to meet this individual. I was completely unaware of individuals of a full dragon lineage staying in the city. I do have a
We'll
few
learn
half
today.
dragons, but not full dragons.
According to the stories, I've unfortunately never had the honor to meet him, but he was there for the founding of the Republic, and according to the stories I've heard, he was there for what this festival is for. So I cannot confirm. I am not nearly that old.
Has it gave any inclination if he is of the adult variety or even greater?
Oh, no, surely not. If half of the stories are true, he is some far beyond ancient by mortal standards. Does roll a persuasion check?
Oh, this Dragonborn, perfect. I get it.
He is.
Got it. Well, made it 18.
18. In the Draconic, he will say, according to rumors I've heard, they are somewhat close to an evolution of kind, but again, I have no idea how true that is. And then he will switch back to common. But it appears you all have made a substantial income today. Were you interested in carrying it all out with you today, or did you want to open an account with the Union?
We don't have to. But it's all about that half dragon life. We know about them hordes, big dog. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
Layla's
half
just
dragon is all about
absent-mindedly
hordes. So,
patting her bag.
half dragons are all about hordes. So, and he would know this. He would just like he just kind of smirks. He's just like, you could kind of tell I'm of the dragon lineage. We'll be taking this with us.
Can that bag hold 140,000 pieces of gold?
She has a bag of holding.
Bags of holdings have limits, don't they?
She's like, maybe it'll all fit in here. We'll see.
Oh, she doesn't know.
Exchange it for platinum to reduce the size.
You can do that.
Can we just get it in like the least amount of coins possible, if that's possible? I really don't want to walk around with like a lot of gold. Well, like the platinum coins, maybe.
Or I can arrange for it to be provided to you in, that'll be 1,400. No, I'm incorrect. It'll be 14,000 platinum pieces. Or you could.
You missed that zero.
Yes, or you can have a writ of kind. It is written in the draconic. I'm not entirely sure how to describe the language to you, but it is accepted in most high society places around here.
Trying to give you a banknote.
Bling, bling.
You come around my city, bling bling. I'm sorry. So platinum should work with your bag, correct?
Yeah, it should. I just know we're not always going to be in town, and if I like come across like a cab, like a passing merchant out in the streets, I don't know if they'd accept your writ. I don't honestly know how it works.
Well, I can assure you, everyone honors grayscale, but it is your decision. I understand the want for carrying such coin. Please follow with me. He does begin to lead you further into this kind of long hallway.
Renaya starts screaming. That's gonna be hilarious.
You are pretty confident that you are in some sort of extra dimensional space as you're walking, but eventually you reach this kind of long metal door. And looking at it, Aspen, you realize you aren't sure what metal this is, but you have seen it before. It is really common with other dragons for use, and it is nearly impossible to break down. And I would say in your years, you've maybe heard of someone breaking through anything made of this metal maybe once or twice. But after a while, the door opens, and he gestures for you all to enter.
Aspen will enter aside.
She steps in and she's just like looking around like, what is this place?
Let's take it from my horde.
You find yourself standing underground this time, and you get that kind of cool, damp air feeling. And as you are walking, you find large vaults kind of passing you. And as he leads you further and further in, the vaults become more and more complicated. They start off kind of just being stone and some made of metal with this just kind of large central door, but as you enter, some of them seem to kind of phase in and out of reality at times, and after a while you reach one that looks oddly plain. It looks like the door itself is made out of wood, and he just kind of reaches over and he opens it, and the door just simply slides open and a light comes on inside. And you all see a mound of gold. Just quickly looking at it, there's probably hundreds, if not millions, of coins in here. Right, do you all have a bag for this, or would you like for us to provide you one?
Well, if you could put it in a bag and then I could put it in my bag, I don't want like a lot of coins rattling around there. I think there's still like some gum in here somewhere. You know, I keep a lot of random nonsense in here. And she's like reaching around in the bag to like see what she can feel in there. Oh, there's where that lipstick went.
Unfortunately, you all do not have an account, so we cannot give you one of our special bags of holding. But we can give you a regular bag of holding as a complimentary gift, I suppose. And he reaches into his suit, and you see him kind of pull out this very small red pouch. If you see any of the kind of old money pouches. It's one of those, and he kind of undoes the top. And as he places it inside the door, there's this small golem that kind of appears and takes the bag and disappears into the vault proper. Are there any other questions while we wait?
Is this the mortals' version of a horde?
Perhaps. It is kind of a copy of one, I suppose.
It reminds me of one. A little bit.
The nobility likes to see it. I suppose it's not entirely necessary, but it gives us something to do.
And so the dragons, Cornelia in particular, wish to align with these nobles to perform these private hordes. Interesting.
Well, we do not align with anyone. We are a neutral party. From what I understand, Grenier grew tired of war eons ago and will simply do what he can to preserve the valuable things.
I see. Sorry, this is relatively new to me, this experience. I'm not used to the city like I come from. Well, you probably can understand. Nevertheless, just very curious.
And
then for that,
later. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying they just lean against the wall, seeing the gold be collected.
And a few moments later, this smallish golem returns, and he hands over this very nice red velvet sack, and he hands it to you. A bit of a fair warning: do not put any form of bag of holding inside of another one. And he does hand it to you, Layla.
Absolutely not. That would be disastrous.
Didn't like this.
and the entire cave blows up.
She puts it, because her bag of holding, she's got like across her, so she just puts it across the same way so that like they're like next to each other.
Playing it dangerous.
She's like, we're not going to stick it inside another. Who would be that stupid?
Who needs explosives when you can just grab
Quick
a
question,
bunch of bags of holding?
What is the golem made out of? Based
I
on
don't
sight.
believe either of them have a high enough intelligence. They have no idea.
They can't identify material, or is this a material they aren't familiar with?
They have never seen it before.
All right, got it.
Yeah, we're not hit base.
It's not that. It's just I want to know. Something to it.
Y'all don't have a high enough history or Arcana scores to recognize what this material would be.
Nope. It is definitely not our strong suit. Like I say, I realized the more we're conversating, the more Layla and I skill sets highly overlap. And so we were just like, ooh. Like the looks on her face we saw in history and Arcana checks, you're just like, well.
It's a +1 to both, so that's the best she can do.
Oh.
I'm just saying that which is unknown is just valuable information of that which is known. So
you know, we just describe it to the more intelligent people.
So with that, I guess we make our way back outside, and he'll look towards Layla and says, I think that was a job well done. With this, we could definitely be able to attain some a place of residence, I'm presuming.
We should. Now let's get that great sword and Dewdrop's food and those boots,
flying shoes,
and the flying shoes, so that we can go home. Maybe we'll just grab lunch for everybody. You know, let's do this.
That works for me.
The
Job well done, by the way. Yep.
All right, as you all make your way back outside of this tent, you are greeted with the loud beat of drums and music, and you begin to hear people are singing a bit around you. And I think that is where we will take our break for the day.
Outstanding.
So we are going to go ahead and leave you for about 10 minutes. Then when we get back, we will see what else these wonderful people can discover. See you then.
Stick around. We will actually bring grits this time.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our story. We're just going to go ahead and pick up right away as we find both Aspen and Layla are exiting back out into the city. The warmth hits you, and you see the festivities going on all around you. Where would you like to head to next?
So I think we should do dewdrop stuff first. She gave me a list of spell components, and she wanted winged boots. I don't understand it. Like, does she mean winged tip or actual boots
Flying
with
boots.
wings?
Flying
Well, you
boots.
weren't very specific, so she's gonna have to guess.
Flying
I'm thinking
boots.
probably wingtipped boots.
I'm leaning towards boots that fly because that seems like a very dewdrop thing. And I feel like they'd be
But
very fashionable on her.
Feels
why
like
would she?
fancy
But why
pants.
would she want those when she could already fly by changing into a bird?
You know, maybe changing into a bird takes a toll on her.
Also, you don't know I can change it to a bird.
How did you fly next to what's her name?
Aspen has the closest inkling, but none of us definitively figured out that it was Dewdrop.
Oh, okay.
Nobody knows that I can turn it to
Mhm.
a bird.
Okay.
Maybe she just wants to fly. Maybe it's something. I don't know. Maybe it's a Minnesotan thing.
Enough
All right.
servants.
I don't understand. Perhaps.
I don't either.
All right.
I don't like to be off the ground.
Well, I can't say that, but I just. And I'll look towards the back where their wings are. Well, I'm presuming there must be a place around here that has some type of magic wares, accessories of sorts.
I believe it was, and you see she like turns in a circle to like look at all of her options real quick. That one.
The arsenal one, right?
That I know we'll have the great sword, but we can check for boots. Maybe boots are under armor. I don't know.
Well, you would definitely have a better idea than I would. That's for sure.
If not, we can at least pick up the great sword. You appear to have enough muscles to carry it. And she like scooters towards the door.
They smirk, but then they narrow their eye like, what is she doing there? and they start walking.
Okay.
Make the way
And
sign.
you all are heading towards the purple and starry like a tent of Erie's arsenal. And as you push open the tent, the sound behind you gets muted, but you can still hear the music and things like that. And as you look around, you find yourself kind of standing in a very large workshop. It is very clear this isn't a stationary shop. You see that there's parts of it that can be kind of moved or changed. You see that there is a small furnace and a blacksmith's forge area. And as you look around, you see this kind of tall, maybe 6 feet tall metal suit. And as you step into the room fully, this suit turns in towards you and begins to approach.
Layla does the thing where she just slightly like edges a little bit behind her.
What does he look like again? What was this individual?
It looks it's this is what you're seeing is clearly some sort of large metal suit. It isn't quite a metal like full plate armor, but it seems to have been maybe at one point in time plate mail that's been altered or changed in some way. And as it begins to approach, you hear a voice coming from inside of it. It gets this kind of muted sound to it. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
Hi, we're looking for a great sword.
Just a great sword.
Well, also winged boots. If I don't know if you carry those or if that's another place. I knew you had the sword, possibly.
Yes, I have plenty of great swords, and I do have winged boots as well. Those are fine.
Well, that would be helpful. I'm. She like looks up at Aspen to like what type of sword? I don't know.
Do you have one made of a magical variety, or do you only have mundane?
Well, mundane. I have lots of mundane swords. If you wanted a magical one, I could arrange for that as well. What kind of magic do you want?
Have a field day with this. I'm all for it. It's 50% off.
That's true.
You know, something that maybe hits a little harder.
I'll also accept
you-
accuracy.
Do you have a great sword that can grant the ability to be able to see in the dark?
Also nifty.
Oh, that would be
When you
helpful,
say
yes.
see in the dark, what exactly do you mean? Do you want one that will allow the person to see in the dark, or do you want one that will create light that they can then use to see in the dark?
The person will be able to see in the dark when we travel to different areas. Fortunately, our friend lacks the ability to see past a certain point, unlike many of our fellow friends. And so, if by having this great sword, if this great sword could grant the ability to be able to see in the dark by granting them a vision that allows them to see in the dark, that would be very beneficial.
Right. Unfortunately, I don't have any swords that do that, but I do have goggles of dark vision.
How many pairs do you have?
3?
She looks to Aspen to she knows Reagan and possibly Dewdrop can't see in the dark. But she's not sure about Axel. She's assuming Axel can.
It don't hurt to get a third.
Mm-hmm.
We bougie.
Mm-hmm.
Someone might
It's
need
Not
it.
like we're poor.
Aspen looks towards them and say, how much will all three go for?
Today, all 3, 750 gold.
We'll take it.
Y'all took it at face value. Y'all in bartering. That's
Yeah, you see
This
this metal suit turns and walks off. You see him kind of walk behind a counter, and then he steps behind a wooden door, leaving you all kind of alone for the moment.
Okay, so we just need the boots and maybe a decent sword that hits hard enough with the goggles, hopefully, that will enable both him and Dewdrop to be able to see, and then we just get the components and some food, and we should be good.
It sounds correct. Why did you step a few places back when he approached, by the way?
You know, I'm not that tall, and big, giant metal creatures coming at me is a bit terrifying.
Really?
You know, they're you know, I have a cousin who is a bit crafty with metal, and I may have gotten shoved into a suit of armor when I was a little tiefling.
your family is wild.
Sounds like you have some interesting family members. For
Well,
testing purposes, I'm presuming.
Huh?
For testing purposes, I'm presuming.
Oh, absolutely. It's I'm the youngest out of the family so far. Although I don't know if anybody's had any kids. I hope they didn't. They're all terrible people.
Well, I was going to say I related it to that last statement. I'm the youngest as well, and I am quite familiar with having interesting experiences with others wanting to test things, especially out in nature.
It's never pleasant. I was bald for like a good 6 months one time because I stood too close to something he was working on, and it got the whole back of my head.
Oh, see, that's going a bit too far.
You know, Texas is an interesting place.
Texas is an interesting place.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see. Remind us if you ever get close to your area to warn us, just to make sure we don't approach.
Oh gosh, I hope not. That's a trip. Let's never go there.
Agreed. they lean back, waiting for an individual approach.
I hope we eventually go to Minnesota. Dewdrop, it just sounds so awesome.
Minnesota is awesome.
Like,
A few
Sounds like there's
moments
a lot of.
later, the man steps back in, and you see he is holding a small weapons rack in one hand, and the other hand he has a small bag, maybe the size of like two fists together. And as he brings it to you, he hands you the bag. 3 goggles with dark vision.
oh, thank you. And she takes it and she's like ruffling in the bag to get all the money, and she pulls out the money appropriately and hands it over.
No, what did you want for a sword?
Well, it has to be a great sword, and preferably something that hits decently hard.
With a minor enchantment on it, nothing of too extreme nature, but something that at least grants it a magical variety,
Mm-hmm.
aka a +1 sword.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you this weapon that is a bit sharper than other ones. I also have a sword of warning as well. I also have a sword of wounding or vengeance or viciousness.
That does not seem to fit Reagan's personality. Perhaps mine, or maybe Axel's, but not Reagan.
I don't know if we need to give Axel any weapons of vengeance.
Yes, that would be very interesting. The warning and the slightly more magical base sword. What are the prices for those two?
Today, 250 gold.
For both of them?
Each one is 250 gold.
Insight check. That seems a little pricey. The goggles I was familiar with due to be an artificer, but this one, this one I was just like, wait a second.
Layla, meanwhile, is
Sword of
over here
warning
thinking
sound
to
kinda
herself,
lit.
like, that sounds like a reasonable deal. 'Cause she doesn't know weapons.
Actually, roll the insight at disadvantage since you can't actually see any facial features.
Oh, why would you do that?
It's a thing. It's a suit.
Ha! Even with that, 15 plus 6, 21.
That hard dice loves you, big dog. I swear.
You don't think that they're lying to you? Honestly, this person seems rather disinterested to you. Like they just seem to be very. The price you feel is kind of as if they were reading a preset price from like a book to you. It doesn't sound like they are one for negotiation.
Gotcha.
Which one would be the better option?
Just to clarify, the warning does not grant the +1, right?
No, it is a magic weapon, but it's not a
Well,
magic weapon.
Okay.
I'm not worried about damage. I'll say that. I'm not worried about damage. Y'all don't know that. So
Well, I think we would know Reagan as a character.
Mm-hmm.
y'all have yet to see Reagan hit anything. That's the problem. Y'all have yet to see Reagan hit anything. So y'all wouldn't know.
Reagan, I feel like you
Yeah, so
should not
go
use
with the
roll
damage.
20 anymore.
Yeah, as I said, we're probably
I
gonna
feel
go
like
with the
you
damage
should
because Reagan
stop.
doesn't really hit anything.
Nah,
Yeah, so
I still believe. I'm
So
still
they're
use it.
Roll
The quitter.
20 does not like you.
I ain't a quitter. It's quitting on me. I ain't quitting on it. There's still hope.
So
Lay on hands.
Lay on it.
Axel's gonna look towards Layla and says, "So I've noticed that Reagan has been having a bit of difficulty as of late in our recent battles. I think not the warning, but the one that gives a bit extra damage may be a bit more beneficial."
That may be a bit more beneficial to him. I don't know why he can't hit anything. You know, he's a really good warrior. Maybe it's his sword. Maybe he just needs a new one.
In the darkness, most of the time
Well,
when
you've
we
been
had
seeing
our
him use a
occasion,
glaive, just to clarify.
most of the time when we were seeing his fighting prowess has mostly been in the dark. So hopefully this combination will help.
Should
Well,
put him back on the right track.
I will say Aspen would know Reagan handles his weapon differently when his helmet is on and when his helmet is off. You've seen this.
That's true. But I don't really see much with your helmet off. But that's true. But they still go with
Well, there was one time he was training in his backyard. You would say that his combat style seemed a little more like less experienced than when the helmet was on. and you've seen him
Gotcha.
fight several times with the helmet on, so you wouldn't noticed that difference. So you wouldn't noticed that difference.
Mm-hmm.
But you could see it as a one-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting the information out there for you, big dog, to be like, you have a point of reference.
No worries.
And how much are the winged boots?
Oh, right. 250 gold.
Oh, we don't hear you.
You mute
250
yourself.
gold.
Yo,
right.
everything is dirt cheap. Why don't we just get all the enchanted items? Like,
We'll take those as well.
So out of curiosity, what is your crossbow section like?
you never turned in that quest for that spider leg.
We were about to, that was actually Layla would look towards Aspen would look towards Layla and said we were actually going. That's the reason why we were actually hunting those spiders was actually a gift for you for those crossbows.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We could still get a China one to see if they have one.
Yes, let's do that too.
And they will look toward.
Maybe we should get one for Axel.
See if Axel. It's true.
I mean, it's a reasonable price. Maybe he could use a nice magic crossbow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What type of crossbows do you possess?
Depends on what you want them to do. I have some that can also warn you of danger, some that are a bit more efficient in speed and strength. I have some that have been imbued with extra biggest powers of the elements. You have a particular thing you want?
Well, he looks towards you, Layla. Like, Layla, you're the one interested in the crossbow.
I would like something that packed a little bit more punch. Mine is good, but it was a fairly cheap one.
Very well. That will be 500 gold.
Okay. And do you think Axel needs a different one? I don't know his weapon, or if he's attached to it or not.
That I'm not certain. Well, we could perhaps buy one, and then if he doesn't wish to it, we could always sell it, return it.
Offhand, would she know what type of crossbow he has? Is it a heavy?
Yeah, what type of crossbow does actually use? We would have seen you, especially Aspen.
You've probably seen him carry, like when we're in combat. You've probably seen him using like a heavy crossbow, 2 hands. But you've also probably seen the 2 smaller crossbows, like the hand ones that are like hanging at his side, that he hasn't really had much need for yet because they're kind of shorter range.
Gotcha. So the heavy crossbow is his primary weapon. Okay. They will ask for something associated with those lines.
All right. And the suit steps away. Then it comes back with an assortment of items, actually. There is a great sword and a very nice kind of leathered scabbard. There is a light crossbow. There is a heavy crossbow. There is a set of boots. And you can see that these boots have the imagery of kind of white dove wings. It's kind of engraved on either side of them. Right, well... This is 250 for the boots, 750 for all of the goggles, 500 for the heavy crossbow, 250 for the light crossbow, and 250 for the sword.
They sound so tired.
They sound like a customer tech service.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is what you're gonna get. Do you want some fries with that?
They got a headband of intellects.
There is one other item that I'm particularly looking for. Is there any items that you possess of the dragon variety by chance? Perhaps like a bow or sword that is associated with dragons?
No, I do not have anything from the Dragon Empire.
Sorry, could you say that one more time?
I hand make my things. and I do not wish to go and kill a dragon to make things out of a dragon, so do not sell things made with dragons.
Well, you don't need to kill a dragon to obtain dragon weaponry, but I digress. Very well. I was just curious to see if you possess perhaps a dragon bow of sorts along those lines.
How else are you gonna get a bone?
Oh, it's a talent, but never mind. Go ahead, keep going.
She'll hand over the money.
All right, I'll let you do the math on how much that is altogether, because I don't feel like adding it all up now.
What is it? 750 plus.
Wait, I have it.
1,000.
2,000.
1,000.
1,000.
700 plus 250. Yeah, 750 plus
Wait.
250.
Wait, no, it's 2,000 total. Because I have
3,000 total. Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 250s, 1 500, and 1 750. So
Okay,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She'll hand all of that over.
2K.
And it's yours.
Throwing the ball, play for free. 2K Sports.
Now we just get her our components, and then we get the food, and we can go show all the spoils.
Well, just curious. If you don't have a dragon item, what type of bows do you carry? Long bows.
That would depend on what kind of longbow you would like. I have a staff bow that I was working on for fun of it, which was kind of exciting.
Actually sounds fun.
A bow staff bow? What is that exactly?
It is a magical bow that is able to launch a staff. It's much more interesting than it sounds.
A bow that launches a staff?
Like a whole staff?
Yes.
Is it a magical staff?
The entire item is magical. Yes.
Damn, the whole ass staff is magic.
I can show it to you if you'd like.
Just shooting stabs of fireball out of the bow.
I would like to see this magical item, please. He said a bow that shoots a full staff.
I was really expecting a staff that transforms into a bow. He said, "Nah, the bow shoots."
Officially,
stabs.
while Aspen is looking at bows, Layla's mind is just trying to imagine a bow that shoots us.
It's essentially a siege weapon, you know? It shoots little battering rams.
He returns a few moments later, and he does seem to have this very large metal, looks to be at first two bow staffs kind of next to each other, but as he hands it over, do either of you take it? Take either of them?
Aspen would take one clearly because this is the first miraculous item he has heard. Like this is actually a cool
That sounds amazing.
amazing. Like, okay, Alexandria, now you have my attention.
Layla does
Sure
not, because
stabs.
Layla.exe has stopped working.
After the third time we're trying to
go-
imagine in Layla's head, she just froze.
As you go to take it, you find immediately that your hands are drawn to the ground, and you can't pick it up.
Hey, I guess you need a certain level of strength.
What is this?
It is.
Why?
It is a bow in the loosest definition of the word bow, but it is typically launched through intellect, and it has a requirement of a certain type of mind to use it properly.
Oh, I see.
Useful for selling, but I was able to prove that I could create one.
Is this like a mini ballista? Is that what's happening?
So this would be great for Dio probably. Dio may fit under her area of interest.
Can she pick it up?
Well, it's intellect based. So if it's intellect based, she's a wizard. So that's the reason why Aspen can't pick it up, because Aspen's definitely not intellect based. So
I mean, just because you're not proficient in a weapon, that doesn't mean you can't pick it up.
I'm guessing it's some type of spell. Oh, I can't even buy it because I can't transport it if I can't pick it up.
You can buy and have him hold on
What
to it and then come back.
what is Aspen's intelligence score?
I think it's either 14 or 12.
That's just strange.
It's a 12.
Yeah, you
Plus
have no
one.
idea. You have no idea.
What's yours, Layla?
You've got one more than she does.
Oh, really?
No idea. You can't pick it up.
Maybe we bring her back and she can look at it.
What is the price for this item?
This one's more expensive. Ordinarily would be 8,000 gold. Most people could not purchase it because of the requirement, so it is considered a defective magical item.
You can barter for that. You can barter that way down. Nobody's buying it.
So you're saying during this time frame it would cost 4,000, but since no one's buying it, sounds like you could perhaps sell it for 2.
Possibly, but I kind of like the item.
Obviously not, dog. It's been sitting in the back. You brought out 2 of them when he only asked for 1.
I really like this item. Would you like to have an extra?
This armor is lying.
No, it's 2 pieces, but it is the same item. It is not 2 separate items.
Oh, okay.
Very well. So how much are you selling this for? Would you be selling this for?
I would sell it for you if you were to bring me something interesting in exchange.
So it's not about gold, it's about exchanging an item for an item.
Yes, I created this more of a desire to prove that I could do it than us to actually sell it for anything.
Well, I don't have anything of a particular interest, but the person who I was thinking of buying this for definitely could. So the item I think she has that she may be willing to trade for is worth quite a bit more than this item here. Internally, he's thinking about the tar and how much 1 jar of tar would be, and definitely worth way more than that aspect.
Technically, don't know if the item is worth it, but you're right.
So they'll look towards it. Says, in that case, we will keep that in mind as I reach out to my friend. Outside of this very uniquely crafted item, which unfortunately I cannot utilize, what other bows do you carry?
I have standard bows that are slightly stronger than other bows. Are you looking for a long bow or a short bow?
A long bow, but something a bit more special. I currently have a bow that has a magical enchantment on it, but perhaps an upgrade may be in order.
I have a longbow that is particularly vicious. Longbow of warning. A longbow that does not allow people to recover from its wounds easily.
That's amazing.
Dripping with black
I have a
magic.
longbow that is very good at killing the undead. The undead empire is not very happy about that last one.
I can see why.
Are they here right now, though?
How much will it be for the longbow that's particularly vicious?
750 gold.
So OOC, what's that, a +2 or a +3?
It is a vicious longbow. It does more damage when you roll a natural 20.
Ooh, that's a gamble.
Isn't that the point?
That's a big gamble, though.
Yeah,
for that price.
Yeah, it is. It is. Does it do like a +1 or a +2?
It does an extra 7 damage for when you roll a 20 with it.
Does it grant like a +1 or +2 along with it, or is it just that benefit?
That's a 5% chance to get that 7.
And that's not much either.
Technically, for Kira, it's like a 90% chance, but
not natural 20. I wish I get natural 20s regularly.
Yes, you do. You know that is cap. Chat, that is the biggest cap. If anyone has seen Cookout TTRPG games, if anybody has seen ReeRoles games, anybody has seen the Bear Pens game, that is the biggest cap I have heard in 2022. Let me see that in chat right now.
Nope.
We getting the 3 nat 20s in one game, big dog.
That was good though. That was pretty awesome. I will be honest. But that 3 nat 20s was incredible. But that's not regular. I wish that was regular. But no, I not. It's the number wise. I'm thinking the numbers in my head. A +1 would give you better damage than just risky for a nat 20. So, another one heals. Villains don't normally heal that much. And Aspen doesn't really go after the undead. And to be honest, he doesn't have much issue with the undead. So he says, when he listens to the description of the bows, and he says, seems like nothing really catches my fancy at the moment. Thank you anyway, though.
You're welcome.
All right. He looks towards Layla and says, is there anything else you may be interested in?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You see, she's like gently nudging the great sword.
Yep.
For
Aspen catches
like,
and there's a playful, genuine smirk. Like, I know what you're doing, and I'm only going along with it because you're cool.
and she does take the other item.
Oh, she takes the other items. Oh, okay. she just take the other items. Okay. And they'll sling the great sword against their back as it slides next to their double-sided scimitar.
Okay. Components, lunch, home.
Perfect.
Let's do this.
We got this. And then make our way.
Trick is fantastic.
Can I have both of you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wow.
Why?
That was not what I was expecting coming out of the bizarre.
D&D Beyond hates me because that is a 4.
I just asked for a simple save, and then everyone loses their minds.
Layla,
make a wisdom save.
Layla, why are we tied to the hip like twins? Your bad rolls to give me bad rolls. That was a 7.
Officially, we are twins separated by a continent and a lot of time.
Yep, a lot of time.
Twins by other parents.
You are stepping out of this tent. You both are hit with a very sweet smell. It smells just like happiness, like whatever the happiest memory you have that is kind of immediately drawn to mind, and you find yourself wandering in a direction until you arrive at this very beautiful stand filled with baked goods of all sorts and types, and you see several large cakes kind of mounted, and standing at the center of this on top of a stool is a very older looking halfling woman, and she looks at you all. Hello, I'm glad you found your way over to my bakery.
Is this the same one that works at the Church of Autos, or a different one?
No. They look similar, but not the same.
Okay. We should get a cake and celebrate.
Sure. This is odd. I never really had a smell that made me feel like this. Like, Bruce Wayne doesn't smile.
Layla's already looking at cakes.
She did not say that.
So you see the first cake you see, Layla, is a very nice one. It looks chocolate with this kind of red frosting that seems to just kind of be drizzled over the top. And looking at it, you see that it is a flavor called Dragon's Berry. You see another one that looks to be called, the name of it is Blood's Vine, and you see that there's this kind of cake that is almost completely crimson with this kind of green frosting on the top of it. It just kind of covers the very top just enough that it doesn't seem to be too sweet. And then the third one, The third one you see looks to be very gold, and you see there's this substance on the top that is kind of dripping down, and you see that this one is called the Celestial Maiden. And you see there are prices beneath each one. The Celestial Maiden one is 1,500 gold, and the other two are 50 gold per cake.
What
Do
kind
you
of
see
price?
something you like?
Oof.
She is going to step away from the Celestial Maiden because of who they have in their care now, and she's like, maybe that would be a little offensive to her. And she's going to gesture to the dragon one and go, this one looks good.
I mean,
Dragon's
celestial
berry.
maidens may or may not have cake.
Well, Dragon's berry is for those people who can handle a bit of a spice mixed with their sweets. It is a combination of chocolate and very intense spices that I were able to have imported from the Dragon Kingdom.
Am I familiar with this dessert?
Yes, it is something that you've had before. It is not particularly spicy to you, but it's sweet. It's fun.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's kind of potato street. Never mind.
You spoiling stuff, big dog.
No, I'll check.
This one then, Aspen?
Yeah, that one reminds me of home.
We'll take this one.
How do we find this here?
I mean, it's a big
Alright,
city.
well.
They've got a lot of things.
Each cake can so it has 12 slices inside, so feel free to share it with your friends. Each one will allow you to survive for most of the day for food. And it can, as long as you take at least reasonable care for it, it won't spoil or be destroyed. But you have a bag for it. Would you like me to give you one?
Yo,
yes, please.
You better buy these good berry cakes.
That's the goal. We're getting it.
We gonna buy the whole store.
Pulls out a very nice box that seems to match the color of the cake, and you can see as she opens it, the inside is this chocolatey black, but it has these kind of red specks that kind of go throughout the box. And as she put the cake inside, she closes the box and wraps it with a cloth tie.
And Layla's already handing over money.
Okay. What about you? Is there something that you like? And she looks at you.
I'm fine. Layla actually purchased the item that I was interested in. He looks towards Layla and says, well, thank you.
Oh, it just sounded delicious.
Oh,
I didn't know it was from your home country.
It is. I have not had it since I've been home.
Have either of you heard of our most recent creation, the Celestial Maiden, before?
And she looks at Aspen, trying to communicate silently. Would that one be good too?
No, I have not. But I think we're fine with this purchase. This item right here should be fine.
You don't hurt to know about it.
What flavor is it though?
It is a wonderful, well, it was based off of something I learned from a human friend of mine. They called it angel food cake, I believe. But I was able to create this one after a group of adventurers returned with a very strange material. I believe people call it golden obsidian, and it is very sweet to eat, and it has the effects of a greater restoration spell when consumed.
Yo.
We'll take this one too.
Yes, indeed.
I'm so glad y'all asked what it did. I'm so happy.
Cake's always a lovely thing to have.
Yeah, so we could just give it a different name when we return it back.
Y'all can negotiate it. I'm just saying, yo, this is a real new experimental cake. I don't know about 1,500. I'm just saying.
You know what? Layla has been paying for everything out of that big chunk of change. It's like, look here, we'll still have enough for a keep, but it's festival time.
She takes the
It's
cake
festival
and put it
time.
to an equally golden box. But you do see this box is a bit different. It has what looks like an angel on the front of it. There's this kind of woman in this very nice gold and white armor with these golden wings kind of descending from behind her. She wraps it up and ties it and hands it over.
Handing more money over. And then she'll take both of the boxes and go, okay, components and lunch.
Well, this is technically lunch, isn't it? The cake.
Well, I was thinking maybe Dewdrop would like something from her homeland. I know she liked that stuff we got the last time, and that lasted a couple of days. And I know she also suggested she put tacos.
Wait, that sounds like a good idea, but does this market carry items from different countries here? Like, would they have more items from the Dragon Empire here?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, let's go take care of your items.
Yep, spell components.
Mhm.
And she'll stop in the nearest spell component store and get what Dewdrop asked her to get.
Okay. And as you enter, you find there is a very nice looking elvish woman, maybe in her early, well, you'd think maybe her early 40s, but you know that for an elf, they could probably closer to 300 or 400 years old. She's wearing kind of a very nice long dress, and she looks at you. Hello, is there anything I can do for you?
Oh, I just needed some spell components, and she's like digging the note out of her bag because she wrote down everything that Dewdrop had asked her to get, and she'll like hand it over.
Oh, okay. She does look over the note. Give me a moment. And
Thank
she
you.
walks away from you for a bit and begins to gather the things. And it takes her about 10 minutes before she hands you a bag. And which were the items you were looking to get?
Dewdrop.
What was the spell?
Just the flying shoes, I think. Because I was thinking of like.
Oh, we got those already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spell
it?
components. I thought you said spell components.
Oh no, I only said the flying boots and some magical items.
Oh,
If you
okay.
got- yeah.
Okay. Never mind then, I guess.
Fine.
Wait, wait. Do you have Revivify? Do you have diamonds?
I could have Revivify.
Okay. Well, maybe ask for like a diamond, like a 300,
Yep.
300 gold diamond, just to be on the safe side.
Yep.
Well, she does give you. It's a small pouch that seems to have been wrapped up, and then placed into another pouch and then tied. Oh, here you go. 150 gold, please.
Yep. She'll hand it over.
Thank you.
All right, and lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can go back
Yeah.
and show everyone the goodies.
Sounds great. I guess just one last thing before we go, while we get lunch. I just want to see if there's any type of Dragon Empire store base here.
Okay. I'll go grab the tacos and we meet back.
All right. Just in case, let me go ahead and grab some of my gold from the purse.
Yes. In the back.
and they'll take out enough needed to purchase whatever may be associated with the Dragon Empire store.
She does the thing where she's got like a lot of stuff in her hands and she just like does like the little hip bounce. Like there's the bag. Go ahead and take it out. Cause she's got like the boxes of cake in her hands.
So cool.
There is a small smirk at that as they see the hip places aside and just like,
What?
Oh, they got eyes. Okay,
I've
then.
got like my hands are full. I could use Mage Hand, but I didn't think we wanted to do that.
there's nothing wrong.
Okay.
Thank you. and they'll get
Nothing wrong.
he's not having an issue with it. So he's gonna make his way over to the Dragon Empire store.
And Layla's gonna go get tacos.
All right,
I
well,
don't see
because
nothing wrong.
I do not have a particular person to buy tacos from at the moment. How much are you trying to purchase?
Whatever Dewdrop had asked her to pick up, and then times by the amount of the party. Cause she's like, we're having tacos for lunch. Everybody's
Say you
having
could
tacos.
buy
Oh, 7, right?
everything for all together for about a gold piece.
Yeah, she'll hand it over. She'll
Well said.
specify to make sure that they're. Please include a lot of the green sauce. The green sauce.
Oh yeah, the green. Yes, the green sauce.
Green sauce with chipotle sauce as well.
Yeah.
Very
and the
good.
chipotle sauce.
I will allow it.
You'll allow it. You've been rapping for like an hour now, dog.
I will
Like,
allow
kinda.
it.
I love how it was the chipotle and green sauce that broke them.
Oh.
Everything, the bowl with a bow staff being shot out is perfectly fine, but green sauce,
Created that.
but green
I
sauce,
will. I will allow it.
green
You are
sauce,
able to get
it's
it.
the devil.
Anyway, as Aspen, as you go searching for a any place for the Dragon Empire, you do find that there is a section for the embassies to kind of not so much as participate, but just kind of be there for the festival as a whole. You do find there is a section for the Undead Empire. It's kind of this very large, almost like a large mausoleum, actually. And there is a section where, and there's a person standing just outside of it who is a very tall, but very kind of broad-shouldered half-dragon who seems to be, you aren't quite sure, dear Lenny, just kind of looking at them, and they don't have very many scales on their person. And you do see that they do not have any kind of face covering, but they do have a very large bastard sword on their back.
What type of horns do they have? What's the
They
color
have
of
a
their horns?
single horn that starts in the center of their head and then goes up and back, and it's completely kind of gray ashen.
Interesting. They will approach and say, "Hi, are you a permanent resident here, or are you just here for temporary purposes?"
No, I am here to give a proper protection to Lady Etia, who is attempting to forge proper relations with the Republic.
To clarify, Lady Etia is who in our empire?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Nope.
Who is Lady Etia?
She is the daughter of the Radiant Dragon. And you do know who the Radiant Dragon is. You know that she is not quite a priest of Baal, but she is the most powerful divine spellcaster in really in the entire kingdom, but of the nobility as well.
Oh, the most powerful divine
Spellcaster. Yes. She is somewhat like a cleric if you were to put it into like game terms. But she does not have the exact same powers of a cleric.
Yeah, what was interesting? Was there a particular reason why connections wish to be strengthened between the Radiant Dragon and the city?
I have not told me such things. My job is very simple.
What is your name?
I'm gonna have to get my fantasy name thingy out one second.
Come on,
One
dog.
second. You guys have met an entirely too many people today.
One of the most interesting things
Yeah,
as far as encounters, and you were like,
His
nah, he ain't
name
got a name. He ain't got a name.
His name is Camben.
Camban.
Bin.
Bin. Camban.
Yes.
Oh, Camden don't know nothing about that card.
And what is your lineage by chance?
Wind
I cannot-
Dragon.
Wind Dragon?
Yes.
Can I recall what type of dragon type that is?
Sure, roll me a history check to see
Guide
what
me.
you know.
Yes, and this is what I get advantage of. Ooh, well, first let's so probably will be higher than that. Yeah.
Wind breaking dragon.
That would be a 20, a 24.
You know that the
Oh, 20
wind dragons.
23, sorry, 23.
You know that the wind dragons are rare in number, but they are very powerful. In their youth, they are seen as kind of the weakest of the dragons, but they grow in power very, very quickly. You know that they are not super popular by mortal races because they tend to view anything that is touched by wind as theirs. However, they tend to reside in areas that are very high in altitudes, preferring the clean air and the fact that it is not touched by generally pollution or noise. So they usually are in mountains and things like that. The elemental plane of air is kind of their largest place. But they do, on occasion, do work for other organizations and groups. You know that they, actually, the 23, you know a lot. You know that they do go on adventures. Their half dragons go on adventures, but they typically do not do so for the dragon god, but they do it for their own personal reasons. They believe that their half dragons can become dragons, but they do not need the help of any divine being to do so.
Mm.
Well, I don't think we believe that either. Well, any kind, it's interesting. They nod and they ask one last thing before they depart. It says, well, I'm Aspen, from the Dragon Empire as well. Pleasure. How long will you be here in the city? Are you just here for today during this exchange of interactions between the two empires, or will you be staying here for a longer period of time?
I will be here for as long as Lady Etia deems it necessary to be here. Or 4,000 years, whichever one comes first.
Well, hopefully, if you have the ability to ascend 4,000, it will be a lot longer.
I intend for it to be relatively short.
Very well. Well, it's a pleasure. Hope to see you again sometime.
Same for you. Be safe.
Aspen nods and returns to look for Layla. Where she is.
She hasn't gone too far from the taco place. She's just standing there, like swaying to the music.
Do you wish to go into the actual structure as well, or do you just leave?
Oh, wait, there's a structure inside?
Yes, he was standing next to a building. Or not really a building, a small tent-like place.
I don't want to stay out too long just because I know we had to get back. So maybe just a quick dive in, just see what's inside. Just like
I'm all for you risking it for the biscuit. I'm all for
it.
All right, well, just a quick dive in just to see what's inside. I'll hurry up and catch my car.
Aspen trying to see what a new pair of wings.
Hey,
step inside.
They saw two so far.
The inside is, at first, it looks like you're standing on a mountaintop, but you quickly realize that the other person in this room seems to be standing in the air, and you realize you're looking at a sort of illusion. And you see a woman standing there in this very nice kind of white gown, and she has no horns, but she has this kind of braid that kind of cascades down the back of her head, and her skin is this darker bronze color, but she has these white and gray scales that kind of go down both sides of her body that seem to almost blend in to the dress she's wearing. And as you enter, she turns. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see someone. Oh, wait, where are you from?
I'm also from the Dragon Empire. I am Aspen.
Oh, Aspen. I feel like I know that name. Are we friends?
Do I recall meeting this individual by chance?
No.
We family.
They will say, I don't believe we have met before, but you may be aware of perhaps one of my mothers or my sister. Actually, funny enough, I've been out here to try to search for my sister, to be honest. Will you be
Who's your
aware?
sister?
So my mother, one of my mothers, her name is Freya. Of the, she would be what you would consider an ancient crystal dragon. And my oldest sister is Aileen, the daughter of Freya.
Oh, yes, Eileen is wonderful. She hasn't come by to see me in quite some time, though. But I'm
You
glad
have
that
seen
you've
her.
come. Yes.
Thank you. To be honest, that is who I am searching for. As you know, we're on our, well, I wasn't on before this started, but she was on her journey to transcend, essentially, and she hasn't been back for quite some time. So I've been trying.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Well, she came to see me a few months ago. She was helping me. Well, I've become a surveyor here, and she was helping me with a few things. She mentioned that she was looking for some sort of lost city a while ago.
A lost city.
Oh, yes. It was a very ancient place. Born Thorum, I think. Something like that.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes, I'm definitely taking down those notes.
She
Put it
wanted
in
me to
chat?
come with her. Oh, yeah, I put it in the Zoom chat.
Okay, got it.
She wanted me to come with her, but I was unable to leave here, and I've never been one for violence, and, well, the city is deeper in the Underdark than most people would go, so I stayed behind.
Born Thurum is located underground. Is that the clues that she has given?
Oh, yes, very far underground.
In the Underdark. Ooh-wee.
I believe there was a merchant who was looking to fund an expedition down there, actually.
Actually, yeah.
Perhaps you
So
can join them?
what was the individual's name by chance?
Oh, more mares.
More Maris?
More mares.
No, like more money, more problems.
I'm gonna kick Glass off from the game. I'm going to kick Glass off from the game. He was banned from the game.
Who's hot? Who's not? Tell me who rock, who's side in the stores.
Glass is banned.
Nah, I've been stuck in my head. Damn it! So, that song was awesome.
Glass is banned.
So, you would say, and more Murs. What are they? What are their lineage?
Oh, they are an elf. I don't
An elf.
know
Okay.
more about them. Yes, well, they tend to like art, so I think they want to find art.
And they reside here in this city.
Yes. It's a bit pompous, but I think mortals like pompous people. I don't know.
Wouldn't be surprised. Well, thank you. I appreciate this. Hopefully, this will be very helpful in finding her. How long will you be here for?
Well, I suppose I'm supposed to be a surveyor for a few more years, but I don't know.
Ooh.
I might go bored.
Well,
You can ask Eileen what a surveyor is.
what is a surveyor?
Oh, well, I'm not an expert or anything like that, but they act as a go-between for landowners and the government. They take care of permits and things like that. They're kind of a steward of an area.
And they smile now making that connection of the surveyor that we were now given access to from the Centaur. It says, I see. Well, I was glad to know that you'll be here for a period of time. It's nice to have some friendly faces that I can recognize and connect to.
What?
Well, I don't wish to be too long. I'm pretty sure you're very busy and I need to get back with my friend. But I look forward to talking to you again sometime.
As do I.
Hmm?
As do I.
Aspen will nod with one of the few times an actual gentle smile on their face. And they will head out the location and look for Layla.
I mean, did you have your mask on?
Yeah, but it's the mask only covers their nose, like Batman.
Okay. Okay.
It's still nose.
It's a half cow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
half
with you.
cow. Yeah, it's half cow.
And as you exit, Layla, you do see your friend exiting this very large and ornate tent. And I think that's where we're going to end our adventure for this evening.
Oh, okay.
It was worth it. It was worth it in my book.
Oh yeah, we're actually a little later than we supposed to be, but that's fine.
We do what we want.
So we
having a good
will
time.
go ahead around and have everyone reintroduce themselves, and then we'll go ahead and raid somebody. See who's live right now. We'll start this time with the sometimes wonderful Glyza.
Sometimes wonderful. I am excellent. Anyway, I'm Glyza. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host, a writer, a variety streamer. I'm also a talk show host. Speaking of talk show hosts, I have a show this coming Friday, Trial Run. It is a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I create a character with them and run them through a quick one shot. Speaking of TTRPG personalities, I am one as well. You can find me this week, starting on Tuesday on Girls Run This World, where I play Kyria in Regency Remixed. Kyria is a non-binary person with a lot of problems, but it's like Bridgerton, where it gets messy. On Wednesday, I will be at Kira 858 playing Gods of Color, where I am finally gonna show up as Alicia Lionor after being God for a long time. So that's exciting. On Thursday, I will be playing Moira, the scholar turned space ninja, and then Friday is trial run. So busy week, but I'm excited to be on here to play a lot. And it was really fun to play Dewdrop the Genasi this time around, even though it was mostly just talking to Layla and Aspen through, force of will so that they can buy whatever she wants. But yeah, you can find everything that I'm doing by just going to @ClassicalGlyza on Twitter, because I make all of my announcements there. And also I'm hilarious, I think, and always a delight.
With the cup.
Well, Kira, you're next.
Hi, I'm Kira 858, and this was a great episode. I definitely appreciate it. Of course, you'll be able to find all of our content listed here, not here, on twitch.tv/Kira858, where we had, a couple of shows heading to the season finale. A Mist Light of Shadow just recently completed, as well as Fractured Destiny, which I'm pretty sure still to date is the only campaign dedicated to a group of sextuplets. Of course, if you follow us on our YouTube channel, which is The Cookout TTRPGs, you also will find a wide variety of TTRPG goodness. Riverwood Academy, which has like a high school Harry Potter type feel to it. Yeah, Reclamation, if you like Game of Thrones before season 8. We have so much good stuff. Gods of Color was already mentioned, and there's actually going to be a couple of new shows coming up in the near future, including an announcement that's going to be coming out tomorrow. So if you want to keep an eye out on one of our brand new, highly exciting TTRPG shows, make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Cookout TTRPGs, as well as the Kira 858 for all of our TTRPG goodness. And that's me.
All right. Next up, Sir Monolith.
Hi, I'm Sir Monolith, and you can find me I'm Sir Monolith. You can find me at Sir Monolith on Twitter. And you can find me right now here. And then, of course, Monday night, same time, 6 p.m. on Ree's channel, playing Price of Power with Ari and Ursa here, and I. It's going to be a lot of fun. You should definitely come check it out. And then looking forward to Run the Bayou getting started back up again. We can see what kind of shenanigans the group's going to get into there. Maybe we'll wipe out the Second Inquisition in our area. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get wiped out by them. Who knows? We'll be fine. Probably just gonna be some old vampires that come in and ruin our day. But yeah, looking forward to see what happens next week. I had a fun time listening to my radio show here tonight, and
who's that?
It was a radio show because me and Dewdrop were like back in the cave hanging out with the guy while you guys were shopping. So
And Regan too.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sleep. That's
it's
okay.
Show. We chose that life. Ain't mad at it.
It was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it
was definitely fun.
Shopping takes a long time, man.
It does.
It does. We were trying to speed run through it. We were trying.
Okay.
It was worth it. It was worth it in my book.
100% worth.
We learned new words like surveyor.
You got the intel.
More money, more problems.
It's your turn.
Sorry, of course I play Layla here. You can see me tomorrow as Sebastian on Price of Power, the very sweet La Sombra, who in no shape or way or form is doing anything wrong. You can see me on Blood on the Bayou. Should be back next Sunday. You can also catch me over on Kira's YouTube channel, playing a couple shows over there. And to end this, Glyza is fantastic, and you all should follow them.
I'm waiting for the anime star to just like appear next to Glyza's glasses. Yep.
What's up, y'all? I'm Ursa Ringer. Y'all already know where I'm at. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all know where I'll be lurking. But catch me on Monday where, my character gonna get into a little foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Gonna cook up a little something. We're gonna have to track a little certain someone down because someone got some bright ideas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, be sure to catch us Monday. Other than that, take us home, Ree.
All right.
There are no bad ideas.
That's not true. With that, I thank all of you for sticking with us. I know we went a bit later than normal, but we will be stopping here. Please be sure to join us both this Monday, where we get to continue our V5, The Price of Power Chronicle, and then next week, where we get to start this wonderful game all over again. Thank you all, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Bye-bye
Sleep
now.
well.
Bye-bye.
Bring grits.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.